Thank you for watching. In this video, we will review the difference an antenna makes for a Meshtastic device on default settings. Last time I made a range video. I guess when I said default settings, it didn't quite register. So I want to make it clear that the devices used in this range test were on the default settings, as these settings are very important for how the device performs. Let's get into it. As always, all antennas used in the tests were 915 megahertz because that's the frequency Meshtastic uses. There are no hops in these tests. It is straight A to B. The three antennas used were different. The default antenna, which comes with the Heltec V3 device, I found out it actually isn't even 2 inches. It's a little shy of 2 inches. So that was the first antenna. The second antenna was a 3 dBi omnidirectional SMA male, which has a length of about 8 inches. The final antenna used was a fiberglass 5.8 dBi omnidirectional LoRa and hollow compatible outdoor antenna with 16 feet of cable, the length of which is around 33 inches. The measurement was slightly off in the photo because it wasn't pushed up against the end of the tape measure. Let's get into the results. The first test was to make sure the devices actually work. So I conducted it around a lake using the default antenna, the 2-inch one. And the rains actually shocked me by the lake. I was weaving around trees near the water and whatnot, and I got about 2 miles almost out of the 2-inch antenna. Now I know the area of where you're at definitely has an impact on the range, but I was shocked because I walked that. I walked that 2 miles, and this actually got my hopes up for the later test when I would use the higher dBi antennas. The second test, which was the real first test in an urban environment, again using the 2-inch antenna to begin with on both devices. The antennas were set up at approximately 24 feet high, and I was shocked again to get about a mile out of them, a little shy of a mile, which again just got my hopes up even more for the greater distances for the higher dBi antennas. So after swapping out the 2-inch for the 8-inch 3 dBi antenna, I was puzzled at first, thinking, well, because it's urban, maybe that the signal's just getting reflected off of stuff. Maybe because it's only 8 inches instead of, 33 inches, that it's just not getting thrown far enough. So the first 2 real tests had the same results, 0.7 rounded down miles. When I performed the final test with the 33-inch antenna, also at 24 feet high, and I got the same results, that shocked me. And that showed me that the antenna that you use is only half the battle. This is why I said at the beginning of this video that the settings were very important. If you're going to use the default settings, it doesn't matter what antenna you're going to be using, because you should get about the same range no matter what. When you start adjusting the device's settings and you get a good high dBi antenna, that is when you will see extended range. The results of the test, the antenna really doesn't matter unless you're going to start adjusting the settings. As always, thank you so much for your support. Stay healthy, don't die, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.